Yo, what's good, guys, and welcome to the Six Chair Podcast.
Woo! Yeah, let's go. I love it.
Oh, dude, got some great fans out here today. Thanks for coming by.
Yo, this is episode 2, guys. How you guys been? Anyone?
Yeah, I agree with Fear.
That sums up exactly how I've been.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been good.
Working nonstop. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh well. So how you guys been in the
Rip out.
quarantining? Have you guys been in these serious ass times?
I didn't think it was that serious until I realized what's going on in New York and feel bad for my boy Gohanzo.
True.
And then also today I looked and like Fort Lauderdale where I'm at has a basically stay at home thing unless you're going to work or like basically they'll arrest you. That's kind of I was like wow. And I thought there were no cases in Broward County. Turns out there's like 650. So
Holy crap!
yeah, that was
Oh, stay
It was literally
safe, bro.
over 2 days ago.
That's what you guys got like 500 cases or 600 cases in like a day or two.
I don't know how
They-
quickly, but
All the Floridians are going to the beaches, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
Florida people are the worst.
not anymore. Not anymore.
Well,
They've been
yeah.
keeping closed for a while.
I'm not gonna say it's too late. That's kind of messed up. Yo, Gohan, you're in Staten Island, dog. How are you doing?
Yeah, dude. It's been kind of crazy. Yo. We're mad close to the city and everything, so I don't know how many people there are that are infected, but all I know is that New York in general has like fucking 50% of the entire U.S. cases, which is not very cool. I know New York City has like maybe half of that, so I would say the city probably has about 25% of all of the cases in the U.S., which is a big fucking number. So that's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
scary.
insane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna expose Gohan. I don't know if he's gonna bring
What's
this up.
What's
but
that?
Gohan might have the Rona, bro.
Nah.
Or his
Well,
family.
I mean,
It's possible.
it's possible. It's definitely possible. They say it could be like 50 to 70% in the U.S. getting infected by the end of all this. Which is a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah,
people,
that's
dude.
crazy.
That's like 150 million people at the very least, like on the low end.
So, there is 122,000 cases in the United States,
Okay.
which is higher than what China had,
Yep.
Yeah, it's
and
the
it's
center
in
now.
all 55 states.
But that's
50,
a
hold on.
Mhm.
55. We just gonna let this slide.
Yeah, I was wondering.
No, it says 55.
55 states.
Wait, so can you name all 55?
China,
Oh,
Oh,
stop
God.
it, dude.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
United Republic of Earth.
The one world government, dude.
every nation needs to be one.
Do you
Hey,
guys, okay.
Hey,
quick
that's a
question.
thing that could happen. Yeah.
Do you guys really think that like China's being truthful with their like numbers, like they're giving like the actual numbers that are happening?
I do.
Why would they lie?
Yeah.
Because in the
us
beginning
to
they
go
were
away.
being very truthful.
True. I mean, they hit it in the beginning, which is, I guess, why people think like, well, maybe they're lying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at this point, it's so crazy that I don't think they're gonna be like, no, we're fine. You guys are fucked, but dude, we're fine. No, I think they want us to know if they're doing really bad. Like we should all be working
And they're
together.
also
to
having
fix
an
this.
issue where as they reopen their borders and people start coming back into the country, the numbers start going back up. So they're like trying to do everything to make this go away.
Yeah, this shit is actually crazy, dude.
No, there's a group of people I know that are like convinced that in this conspiracy theory that China is hiding up their numbers and that anyone that comes and wants to be tested that has showing symptoms are like sending them away, and they're trying to cover it up to make themselves look better and look like they took care of it a lot better than they quote unquote actually are. That's
Are we talking about America? Or are we talking about China?
I think they're talking about
Because that
China.
sounds like what we're doing here.
Yeah, I think we went from 55 states straight into China. But I mean, shit, it's a global thing, so everyone needs to be fucking careful and try to figure this out, try to figure out how to stop the spread or at least cure that shit eventually. Hopefully, it's not too long before we get some kind of cure or
A
vaccine.
year for a vaccine, you can't cure it.
Well, yeah, a year for a vaccine, but is it? I mean, you just can't cure it. I mean, it's new, so I think you could
can treat
eventually
but you
cure
can't
it.
Cure it.
For real? 100%? Like that's
Yeah.
definite? No way.
You get treated, you just can't get cured for it.
Wait, so basically, if you get this shit, you have it for life?
No, you get treated. You don't have it anymore, but you can get it again.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see.
All right. Yeah, I didn't understand it neither.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good information.
Well, shit. Yeah. How's it affecting you guys, personally? Like, you guys working from home right now?
Yeah, dog. I've been working from home before the freaking virus hit. So I'm kind of like unaffected because my whole life I do school from home and work from home. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty lit.
Yeah. Not really. Kind of gets lonely out here.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I feel like after a little while, that's definitely true.
Sad brother hours, you know.
Not really. You can do math homework together.
Math. Okay, let me do.
Online school starts tomorrow, dude. Pong you.
Oh, that's sick.
That's not.
Yeah, Florida's not playing around when it comes to like education in this trying time. Everything's like moving online like really fast compared to some of the other states.
April 15th.
Well, yeah, New
Yeah.
York.
That's the earliest we go back to school. Is the 15th.
Yeah, New York done closed schools a little over a week ago, I think, and they're opening the earliest April 20th, but I have a feeling it's going to be until September.
Yeah.
It's not really going
It's
to get better.
If
By
not
then.
later than that.
Yeah, I could see that, yeah.
No, that's a lot of really, really effed up news, bro. You know what else is effed up news?
What's that?
Here's the segue.
We have
Oh, man.
allegations
Oh, man.
of another pro Overwatch player. Oh, sadly.
For the Boston Uprising.
True.
Yes. This, another player from Boston. No
Yep.
lie. No less. That is being what's the best way to put this? That have had getting, like,
Accusations.
accusations. Thank you, Fear. Of pedophilactic? That can't be the word.
Pedophilia.
Philia?
Yeah.
Pedo behavior, basically. Pedo behavior.
Pedophilic, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
pedophilic
Pedo-
behavior.
okay.
Oh man, but yeah, dog. Pedophilic. Did I say it right? Say it again.
Moving on. That's fucked up.
Pedophilic.
Shit is fucked up. Dude.
Yes.
How-
Pedophilastic is what happens when I
At
drink
least you
milk.
know
What?
RedE is not a pedo. That's
True, he doesn't even know what the fucking title of it is, dude. Oh, man.
Okay, but you guys filled in on what happened though? Does anyone have any inside information at me? or anything?
Well, you could tell the audience what the situation is. Ready?
You want me to?
Or I don't know, whoever knows
Whoever's
the
read
best.
the most?
So maybe Admin?
Admin
or
probably
Fear?
has more.
Alright, Admin.
It was a few days ago. I kind of forgot. But
Who I read was Khaleesi, I believe, on Twitter,
Yeah.
who was a close friend, and she made a tweet longer of Muffin, also / lover in the beginning,
No.
but no, in the beginning
In the
No.
beginning, yes.
they were.
They were
Okay, not
lovers.
Not lovers.
Okay. Lovers is a strong word, but they weren't. It's heavily hinted that
They flirted for a while, but nothing like they didn't have a relationship. They didn't.
They
Make
did.
love.
They did. They just didn't have anything exclusive. She said she wanted to be exclusive. Like that was in the beginning.
But they didn't agree on that.
No, they didn't agree on that. But that kind of to me was like. I
There
don't
was
know.
feelings, but
There was a
There
relationship.
was,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
And,
Okay.
basically, like from early days, she had heard that rumors of obviously him not being faithful, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. Basically, he was hitting up underage girls, similar to things Dream Castro was doing in the past, and yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I read that Khaleesi post, and yeah, she made it sound like when they finally met up, he was being super creepy or whatever, and being super pushy and stuff. So I mean, obviously it's like one person's word, or I think there are a few people who have posted screenshots of some weird shit that this guy said.
He's only off-putting dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't make him a pedophile, right? Like,
and she's not underage, but like in her tweet longer, whatever. I don't know the. Okay, I'm bad at words, but in the tweet, she like said that she made the allegation that there was people saying that he was basically doing like sexual behavior towards minors while they were talking, which like at the time I guess she didn't believe it at the time when while they were still quote unquote talking or whatever, but yeah, so I guess more and more people have come forward and they're basically accusing him of DMing underage girls, sending them videos, and all sorts of stuff. But he hasn't been charged, so gonna say innocent until proven guilty. My bros.
I mean that is the American way. That is the American way.
And I think it's smart to do because even though this will probably have like a terrible, no, it definitely already has a really bad impact on his career, regardless if he's innocent or not. But to just take these words as truth in the past, even though they might be, is not the right path, in my point of view, because the best part about innocent until proven guilty is that nobody's side is going to be taken until the evidence is shown. So, like, I even read that Boston, basically he's supposed to play over the weekend, and they immediately like sidelined him, right? Which is the consequences. But they're not like as far as I know, they haven't dropped him from the team yet, or like like straight up press charges or anything like that. So until more evidence comes to light, I guess.
I mean, what's your take on this?
I mean, there's a lot of different pieces to this puzzle, but I guess like give me a minute to think about that. I'll get back to you.
Okay, because I'm gonna say from my side, because there's a lot of, from what I've seen on Twitter, I've been scrolling, and I wish I could put some of the stuff like up on some kind of screen or something, but there are a lot of people coming forward with like showing on Twitter, like showing some DMs from him, but a lot of them, or most of the ones that I saw, or pretty much all the ones I saw, like they weren't of underage girls or girls that were over 18, posting like messages, DMs from him that were scummy but not not illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like saying nasty stuff to girls.
Should we put one of them on screen?
I got proof.
Oh boy.
The one you said.
I got proof of him talking to a 17-year-old or sending her lewd pictures.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I could try to put it on screen. I don't know if we need to necessarily.
No, we don't need to. It was basically pretty lewd humor. I don't think the girl was underage.
No, yeah, he said so. I've seen some screenshots of
what I just linked here, he admits to saying she was 17 2 days before she turned 18.
Well, that's really weird. That's a weird subject. I mean, it's still she's still 17 though. You gotta at least respect that. As a fucking professional gamer boy over here, you really have to realize, that people are gonna see this. This is not something that's just gonna go away. You can't just tell a bunch of people, hey, don't say anything, but X, Y, and Z. Like, nah, dude, you gotta take responsibility for the shit that you're saying, man. You like, people can find out. Your face attached to all this shit, man. So
it's that's dirty as hell. I mean, that's pretty messed up. But yeah, man, I don't know, man, because should I say this? I feel like he's I don't want to say getting me too'd, but there's a lot of, because let me get this put up. He seems like a scummy dude, right? From the messages he's posted.
He definitely is. It's not even.
He seems like a scummy dude. right? But there's, when you talk about the allegations are that he's a pedo, and like from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of girls that he did dirty, but they're over 18, so that's not part of the allegation. There's a lot of girls coming forward showing that he's a scumbag, which I guess it is relevant, but it's not like that's not illegal behavior. There's a lot of people in the comments saying like, oh man, this guy should be locked up and locked for this, and that, but like in the message I'm seeing, it's not illegal activity. What the thing that Atme just sent, it's definitely, that's that's something. But so yeah, what do you guys thinking? Like I get it's dirty as hell, but well, at least with the Khaleesi girl, she was over 18. And a lot of these other girls that are coming forward are over 18. So the dude's like scummy, really scummy. And a lot of stuff he's saying, but is it illegal? Do you guys want to talk about the morality of this?
I mean,
reality is morality.
Amy said he has actual proof of him.
Let me read this.
Saying lewd things or messaging.
He said, I didn't do anything remotely bad because I knew she was 17. I didn't want to F up. And then he later says the dick pic wasn't at all unsolicited because we were flirting. It was like 2 days before she turned 18. And what he admits to being wrong is he was in the power of authority and she was just a viewer of his stream. But you know what's gross to me is when he says oh hang on, where was it? I can't find it. Never mind. I don't know, but like, it's just gross. The unsolicited part is what is really gross to me.
Well, he said it wasn't unsolicited, right?
Yeah,
but she didn't ask for it.
And she's a minor, so it doesn't really matter if it's solicited.
They were just.
I forgot.
He says they were flirting, but then again, even that's just like a matter of opinion. Like, she could have not even thought that they were flirting. I don't know. I obviously I can't see their conversation, so I don't know about that. But
that's okay. I didn't know that. That's actually really bad. So not that I'm defending this. I just want to know. I just want to make it clear. I'm not defending this. I'm not trying to say I would do this. I'm not. I just want to make this clear before I ask this. Okay. Is it illegal for a guy that's over 18, whatever how old Muffin is, to be sexual with a girl that's turning 17 in 2 days? Because the reason I'm asking this is
I think so.
Sorry, turning 18. I said turning 18 in 2 days. If I said turning 17, I'm gonna say turning 18. In like amount of hours. Because we've seen, people in the spotlight do a little worse. Like, remember Tyga and Kylie? Like, he was with her when she was like 16, 17, and that was in public. That was.
I think it depends on. Well, obviously, like, celebrities get away with a lot more often than others do, but I think it depends on your state laws as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, definitely state laws.
Are we talking morally or legally?
No, legally.
I'm talking legally.
Because legally, no, yeah, it has to obviously be by the law. So like, even if they turn 18 in 2 days, it's still illegal to be doing like sexual shit. But with the celebrities you're talking about, I think like if there's no proof that they're not doing anything sexual, you probably can't like really say anything, right? Like if you don't know that they're doing anything sexual, you could just be like, oh well, yeah, they're just like together, they're just like talking, whatever, even though they probably are behind closed doors. Though this motherfucker's making it very obvious, and these girls are uncomfortable and like exposing him and shit. So
damn.
But yeah, it's definitely illegal, even if it's 2 days before, because I mean the whole thing, like, just a couple of hours, like, he should have just waited then. If he's really that fucking into these girls, you could have just waited a couple hours. And I mean, you could also make the argument that, It's always just some hours away, even if it's a week or 2 or a month. But not that that's a good argument or anything.
I found the thing I wanted to point out. He says, I didn't do anything remotely bad because I knew she was 17. That sentence sounds like a complete contradiction, right?
It does, yeah. It's confusing. Unless 17 is the legal age in Boston? I don't fucking know, though.
I don't think he lives in Boston.
Well, he should now, shouldn't he? No way.
Yes, I'm looking at the justices based their ruling on a Massachusetts law that established the legal age of sexual consent as 16. The law states that so long as a sexual relationship is not otherwise unlawful or with a chaste individual, an adult may entice a minor age 16 and older to engage in sexual intercourse.
Is that a federal or state?
No, I'm pretty sure federal is 18.
It's a state law because it's going.
Or maybe they're all state. I'm not sure.
Massachusetts.
Well, I mean, even though it's based in Mass, I'm pretty sure they're in Cali right now, aren't they?
Well, I don't know where they are right now, yeah. But they have been in Boston, though. Like, I'm sure they have been residing in Boston because everybody's been having home games.
And where do they decide the state is? Because, like, say the girl is in Cali, right?
Well, yeah, that's the other.
He lives in New York. Like, which law do you look at? Like,
yeah, that is also very true.
Yeah, this is sticky, bro. Anyway, this guy is pretty scummy. I think we all agree that the stuff he sent and what we've seen, he's pretty scummy, and the fact that he's using his authority to get minors, coerce minors. That's.
Well, you know what? I mean, on the bright side, right? The Boston Uprising still sucks, and it doesn't matter if they have players or not, because they're going to lose all their games, right? But, dude, how about the San Francisco Shock? This game just ended. The San Francisco Shock has lost this weekend to the Los Angeles Gladiators 3-1, and the Los Angeles Valiant 3-1, dude. They lost to both LA teams in 2 days, 3-1. What do you guys think about that?
We're current first place team.
In the league?
People are saying Philadelphia, but we didn't see them play this weekend, so it's hard to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check the standings real quick, but that's so crazy. That's so crazy.
Philadelphia's like 5-1.
Atlanta.
Philly is 5-1. Yeah. Atlanta is 3-1. New York is 5-1. Eternal is 4-2. The Dynasty and the Titans are both 2-0 undefeated, which is also pretty interesting. The Dynasty might be a really good team. I mean, the Dynasty 3-0'd the Valiant, and then the Valiant 3-1'd the Shock. Oh, wow, and the Dynasty 3-0'd the Gladiators. What the heck? So, I mean, obviously, Dynasty greater than Shock, right?
Are you doubting Profit, dude?
Dynasty greater than Shock at this point. That's what, that's confirmed at this point. No, I don't think anybody doubts Profit, dude. I don't think anybody doubts Profit. It's really hard to doubt Profit. But yeah, Boston Uprising, for the record, is 1-5 in 19th place right now. So yeah, that's Moofing or not, I think
Philly and New York are probably at the top of the table.
I agree. I would say Seoul might really be up there though. Like that's really crazy what they've done.
Another thing that's hard though is the Pacific teams are supposed to, at least in like analysts' eyes, be at a higher level than most of the Atlantic teams, which makes it hard to really compare them. Because the competition is stiff when you got Profit and you got Sinatra and you got KSP all in that one area.
Yeah, no, it's... Man. It's this whole fucking league has been crazy this year, especially with the break and everything, man.
Yeah.
And now the online matches. At the top of the standings is Seoul and Vancouver, but they're 2-0. Seoul's undefeated in maps, dude. They have one tie, but they're undefeated in maps. 6-0, by the way, so it's, nothing crazy. Third place would be NYXL. Fourth, the Fusion. Fifth, the Reign. And, it's a little weird because it's all by win percentages. And some of these have more wins than others. But yeah, so Seoul, Vancouver, New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Paris, London, and Chengdu are just like the top 8. Just because why not? Oh, and then Hangzhou and Shanghai are actually tied for 9th, so that's interesting. Those would be the top 10 teams right now.
Yeah, but that's with the Chinese teams only playing like one match each.
Yeah, I think 2 matches each.
Hard to really place them super well.
Exactly. Yeah, Chengdu is 1-1, Spark is 1-1, Dragons are 1-1, Charge is 1-1. So
these games are all online, right?
Right now, these games are all online. Yep.
Okay. So, do you guys think that affects the teams, like the gameplay, a lot, or at all? What do you guys think?
Not a ton. I think the bigger thing is the shift from playing on stage in front of people, and with like that sort of environment with like lights shining on you and a lot of sound, to now playing from your home where you can create your own environment that works for you. I think that's the bigger thing as far as like ping or like connection goes. They split up the team so they'll only be playing from an area where they will have a good connection. Like the Chinese teams don't play any other teams because they knew the connection would be too bad. So like they're making sure all the connections are going to be good and stuff for that kind of thing.
But I heard on LAN, the tick rate is so the tick rate is basically like how fast I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but how fast like the servers like refresh, so how much they're updating.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yep.
Yeah, so like normally on LAN for Overwatch, normally online for Overwatch, like if we get on the game right now and play, it's like at 60, and I heard like when they're like at the arena, it's some crazy high number, like in the hundreds. And I heard a couple pros saying like certain heroes are just crazy better with those higher tick rates. Like I remember, well, this is like back in the days in dive meta, but I remember someone saying like Tracer is just like godly with those high tick rates, or how the hero feels and how the gameplay feels. So maybe, I don't know, I feel like that could unless Blizzard is hooking them up with some specialized servers and stuff with high tick rates. So I don't know the specifics on that, but maybe
I heard the opposite from Platchat. They said that the tick rate's the same. You're talking about from a long time ago, but Platchat said that as far as Overwatch League versus just regular online matchmaking, the tick rate's the same.
What?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Well, I mean, but they're all on the same like servers, like the East teams reversing the East teams, the West teams reversing the West teams. So it's it's like regular ranked ping as far as we all know.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for Valorant, bro. 128 tick rate, baby.
Oh man.
When you got a headshot, you got a headshot, bro.
Yeah. Well,
no more no regs.
We'll see
Until
about
you
Valorant.
hate the gameplay and you never play it more than 10.
Hey man, it's a possibility. It looks like a good game, but I mean, I don't know.
It's made alright, so it's at least going to be fun to play.
I think it'd be fun, yeah, but I don't know. I was just never a big fan of the CS:GO style of game, as you all know.
Bro, I placed
just that, bro.
Wow. All right, Gio. No, it's the slow paced, one death. Like, dude, I like to feed. All right, I just want to run out and I want to play the game, and I might feed.
I just want to feed.
I just want to feed, dude. That's why I play Overwatch. Nah, you can't really feed in Overwatch, but you know what I mean.
Gohan used to be a pro Overwatch player.
Yeah, pro Overwatch player. Yeah, obviously.
Actually, 3 out of the 5 of us in here right now are ex-pros.
Yeah.
Technically.
Technically, that's the right way to put it, yeah. Technically. We all got paid to play Overwatch, dude.
I'd say semi-pro, but...
No, but we want to sound cool, you see? We want to sound cool.
So. I don't know why, but when Amy came in I thought he was going to say semi and then something else. Just wanted to play.
Okay, dude. Continuing on Overwatch, though, what do you guys think about the current hero bans?
Oh Lord,
trash.
Can someone explain what hero bans are for the viewers at home?
They basically banned all hit scan.
Yeah, the hero pool is supposed to every week have a different they're trying to force a different meta every week, so they take certain heroes out of the pool every week only for competitive. That's basically it.
So
one thing I want to point out there real quick though is there's this misconception, I guess, among the community that because Overwatch League decided they would do it randomly, that the developers would also be doing it randomly for for competitive. But they never said they were gonna do that. The developers are like hand-picking things, trying to force certain metas and do experiments with it. Like this whole season's an experiment.
I think that's shitty. They're basically experimenting, playing around with our freaking happiness. Yes, are we gonna accept that?
I mean,
we're gonna let them remove all the heroes that counter a specific hero just so they can see if you guys are gonna have fun or not?
It's one game mode. It's one game mode.
And also
there's no decay. You have nothing to lose by just playing a different mode for a week.
And within a couple days, comp will be back to completely different bands. If they sped that up, I would actually be in favor for it, maybe twice a week. I think would kind of be fun, but I think even now, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think twice a week might be too
saying that they're gonna do it once a day.
Oof, I don't know about that one. I think twice a week is too much, dude. Like, so this is sort of similar, but this is like what I'm thinking about is Dota Underlord's jail. This was an experimental thing that they've completely removed, but they used to change the jail every single day, dude. Every single day. And if you didn't play for like a couple of days, or if you only played a game a day, it was really fucking annoying, you know? So like I think once a week is kind of good. Twice a week is like maybe the max you could bring it down to. I think every day is just gonna be too much for people though.
But then you just don't play on those days.
Well,
like,
yeah,
but
like
complex thing with,
I don't know.
Dota,
What if you're like
just missing a certain piece completely changes a composition you can have?
Well,
people
it kind of
play
does.
One hero regardless in most ranks.
Well, yeah, but one hero can change the whole thing. I mean, obviously, right now they banned every hit scan, so it's not a good example.
Ranks, in the higher ranks.
Yeah, yeah. But
I would like to.
No, go for it. I actually lost what I was gonna say.
Me? Okay. I'll say real quick. Think of your question. My thing is though, after just playing League with Gio for a couple minutes, and I feel like it has. Oh no, I'm saying League. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got it.
I'm saying League has a really good hero ban system, in my opinion, and Overwatch wouldn't have to replicate that, but you could have like both teams vote on one hero or something, because Overwatch's hero pool is smaller than League's, but maybe the teams vote, like, you get a vote period before the game starts. Ban one hero, you ban Brig, or you ban Marissa, Sigma, whatever.
That would be much, much better than the current, in my opinion, than the current system they have now.
Because it puts the power in the player's hands versus now Blizzard's RNG or whatever it is their system is to choose bans, which just kind of feels random for people playing.
Yeah,
How could it feel random? It's handpicked.
Yeah, it doesn't feel random, but if you're not following that stuff, like, and it just feels like, okay, this week we're just not gonna play anything that counters Pharah, right? Like, I'm talking about from the general public's view, the casual player of Overwatch who just comes in once a week and plays comp on the weekends. They're like, oh, I can't play McCree today, and they're a McCree man. Like, that person, it probably feels like a little, okay, well, whatever. Whereas if you were to come into a game, your team said, you know what, we're going to ban McCree because that new team, I played against that guy, he's a really good McCree. It, like, puts into, counterplay and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, well, the thing with that...
That's a bit, yeah.
But that I don't know, that seems like it's shutting down specific players. I think that's what they were trying to avoid. They were trying to make it so nobody's pointing the finger at anybody. Everyone's pointing the finger at Blizzard and blaming them. They don't want it to be a player issue. They want it to just, don't think about it too much. Just play the game.
Yeah, because that's another thing.
That. In that case, I feel like they need to speed it up then.
Yeah, no, well, I was going to say, with the way the bans are now, they said that they don't want to have it where you get into a game and then have to ban because it takes more time. And I was even just thinking, like, well, you could always like queue up and say, well, fuck it, I don't want to play against Orisa, you know, and just ban Orisa. But then what if you get, you know, Paris, and you're like, wait, we actually want to play Bastion here because Paris is stupid, and you need a Bastion on defense, right? You're like, oh, well, now I banned Orisa, but I probably wouldn't have banned Orisa if I knew it was Paris. So there's a lot of issues there, actually, too. Unless you, like, pick your map, but I don't think that's coming either.
Bans would take, what, like an extra 2 minutes?
Well, it depends on how many bans and how they do it. Is it back and forth? Is it one ban each? I mean, you could theoretically do the bans in, like, 30 seconds to a minute. But, you know, it could take 3 minutes.
Compositions and stuff.
That's true, yeah.
And if it, I don't know. If someone's queuing to a game, like, you're only gonna put people who ban Orisa into that game, and higher ranks, it's just gonna be impossible. No one's ever gonna get into a game if everyone's picking different things. Or, you know, if someone comes into a game and then they can't play this, maybe they'll just leave and then they won't play that game because their hero's banned. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, that's how they can be punished, but I don't know. Yeah, I feel like people should know before they get into the game, as far as like in comp, which is probably more relevant to us.
Yeah, that would kind of suck to be like, oh, I just want to play Genji today. And then you get into the game, you don't know who's banned, and it's Genji. And then you're like, oh, well, fuck, now I either have to play this game not on my hero, or I have to struggle and, you know, not enjoy this game.
Well, that would be a one-trick forehead.
Hero bans are successful in other games that require synergy, like League.
No, Rainbow Six Siege actually has bans. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think people could adapt on the fly in Overwatch. Like, okay, McCree's banned. Okay, I know.
That's how it should be. No, that's how it should be. Yeah.
This other hero.
Yep.
You know, and like Fear said, keeping it in the hands of the players. I feel like would be the best route, or keep people more happy than this that we currently have, where it feels like, you know, Jeff Kaplan is effing with my happiness. That's what I feel like right now, and I won't stand for it.
Would you feel better if you got into a game and people saw that you play Tracer, or they just know that you play Tracer and then they ban Tracer?
That would happen a lot less often, I feel like.
Maybe they could keep the hero pools, right? But before they actually ban them, they could have like a vote, and all the players can vote on which heroes get banned.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too.
Can you say that again? I'm not understanding.
So, you know how they ban people with the hero pools, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the players could pick who gets banned?
Oh, you mean like go on the forums and vote or something?
Yeah.
That would be another way to do it, but...
that would work.
Before they do the ban, like, people can vote.
Oh, sure.
Who has the most votes gets banned.
I do feel like that would lead to repeat banning, which Blizzard also wants to avoid. But a lot of games have that, like the like League, right? If you have a hero that's being banned a lot, to me that means you need to work on that hero, which is good for Blizzard in my point of view. Like, just because like, you know, people mass ban, let's say Brig, right? Like, people won't mass ban Brig if she's a good viable hero in the current meta, and also is you know, not like doesn't feel cancer to play against. So those are both things that Blizzard would be able to work on while she's banned. Like, you know what I mean? So,
because
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, because I think another thing that's good with that, I feel sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there's some disconnect in like between what the players want and what Blizzard is working on or implementing, and I feel like that is a good way to like for some direct communication, or would that be indirect? Anyway, direct communication between, you know, the players and Blizzard, where it won't be like, you know, just random pros is ranting. It's just like, you know, this is what is actually going on in the game, and this is what this is how people actually feel about certain characters. So I think I definitely agree. That would be really, really good. Yeah, man. Any additions to that?
I think we pretty much covered it, unless you guys got some.
No, I don't know.
So you guys heard of any like other esports, what they're doing in the quarantine, or?
I heard League is basically gone to like all cloud-based like workflow, basically.
Is that right in general? So like Valorant
I mean, right now, like, even though, like, Valorant is on the horizon, right now, like, in the public point of view, League is still very much, or Riot is still very much League. It may be also TF2, right? And, you could say Legends of Runeterra, or TF2.
Oh, TF2.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I said TF2. Yeah, so I don't think, maybe they probably will if, this continues into the launch of Valorant, but
You know what I heard was, and I just realized I said the wrong thing earlier, that Overwatch has a low tick rate in LAN. I was getting confused with Call of Duty's tick rate in LAN, which is the same as online. And that's what I heard in Plat Chat. They were talking about Call of Duty is doing great right now because there's no change. They just move online, and the same tick rate, lag is a little bit of an issue, but like minimal. They can minimize that a lot. So, like, Call of Duty is doing great. Like, I think that the transition for them was probably one of the easiest ones.
Yeah, that is that. I would agree. Like to try to have things like uniform as possible across like LAN and online. So like that way online can be more viable for practice. So like things like if you're like how it feels online will be how you play on LAN for the most part. But yeah, Overwatch. I heard from for a while. Like Overwatch is the tick rate between LAN and online is just crazy. And certain heroes are like just a lot better. Like I heard Widow. I heard that's one of the reasons like why Widow was better with on LAN because of like the low ping and the high like tick rate. A lot of times you ever like a lot of times you get like no regs online or like you really feel like you hit somebody or you feel like you didn't get hit or when you look at the replay, it's like it just registers. It's like with tick rate it's like if you're there it's there. With a higher tick rate if you're there it's there and low ping. But yeah, dog. So.
ESPN has nothing to do right now. They are panicking.
Have you seen their Twitter, dude? I've watched about 50 different little kids slam dunk basketballs on trampolines.
Oh my god.
Like diving compilations. Like they've run out of actual sports highlights. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, they should just do esports for a while. But all the boomers are gonna get angry.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, what is this? This isn't physical.
Yeah, I'm sure they enjoy the kids playing basketball.
Yeah, they love that. Oh, they love that.
Yeah.
They should though. Like, at least try it. Like, what's the worst that can happen right now?
For real, yeah. This is the
it'd be a
time
great
to
time to try
experiment.
and get people interested.
Yep.
There's only so much talk you can do about free agents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean they're basically like all in on the free agents, and there's a lot going on, but
yeah, Brady, no.
Oh my god, I know, dude. The Buccaneers. Imagine being a Buccaneers fan right now.
I'm going to Florida, bro. That place.
That's where all the New Yorkers are going, dude. To escape Corona.
Oh man. So I got a fun topic for you guys.
Simping?
Huh? Yes. So I don't know if you guys have opened the internet in the past couple of months, but this term going around. It's actually been around for a while, but I guess it's like been popularized recently. But simps or simping, okay, guys who are people, I guess, who go the extra mile for other people. What are your thoughts, anyone, on simping as a whole? And I guess we'll bring it in after we get the
I think the most popularized definition, I guess, of a simp is someone who does a lot of romantic or just nice things for somebody and doesn't get anything in return. And
we don't need the Webster's dictionary, right? Well,
Well, I'm just saying because there's a lot of misunderstandings, like with like the iDub situation. I don't know if you guys know who that is or know what's going on with that, but his girlfriend's doing OnlyFans and everyone's calling him a simp. But like it's not really a simp.
Yeah,
I guess
that's not really
the
a
better definition would be a cuck, but like not even exactly that.
Yep.
So like that's not what a simp is. A simp is just like, yeah. Anyways.
It's just.
How do you guys feel about that though?
Like going really hard.
How do you guys feel about that though?
You're going really hard on being a simp, Gohan?
No, I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Gohan's a simp, dude.
No,
it's official.
No, I was saying like being a simp is just going really hard like in pursuit of the opposite sex, which in general it's guys being called simps. Yeah, that's very true.
True. About that OnlyFans thing, I remember someone brought that up not that long ago. But would you guys be okay with that if your significant other had an OnlyFans page and was showing nudes on there? Would you guys be okay with that?
I wouldn't if they're my significant other. I can only talk for myself, but it's like my significant other to me is not somebody that's promiscuous. I wouldn't be in a relationship with somebody that was promiscuous. If we had come to an agreement before that. No. But for me, it is because like with our current technology and social media, like obviously like it's unprecedented. But to me, it's very similar to like if I had a significant other that was just sending photos to random dudes that hit her up in her DMs. Like even if she didn't have an OnlyFans, let's be honest, we know what an OnlyFans is, right? We're not 10.
We're not boomers. Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. We're boomers. Like we know what's happening there. Like it is like a professional quote unquote thing, or supposed to be at least. But for me, like I'm what's the term? Monogamous, right? So like for me, I wouldn't be able to deal with that or want to be that.
Ooh.
I mean,
say that again.
Yeah, finish what you said again, really quick. It cut out at the end.
Where did it cut out? Oh, I just said basically the term is monogamous, right? I feel like I'm saying it.
I think so.
Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be in that situation because of that.
Okay.
I feel like that leads to
I mean,
my issue is I feel like it's not about being in a relationship with somebody or being sexual with somebody. I feel like it's creating content and getting money for it. It's similar to me, not exactly the same, but very similar to me to putting out comedy skits online. Like, it's for someone to get entertainment, and then you get money for it.
No, it's for someone to get aroused, though. Like,
yeah, but the same thing happens in your brain. You get the same chemicals going on when you're happy. You're happy.
Same exact chemicals? I don't think it's the same exact chemicals.
No,
it's like
it's a slightly different chemical.
All right, let me look up the exact chemicals.
I mean,
go ahead, go on.
No, I was gonna say I do kind of agree with Abby on this one, except for maybe the end. But I do kind of agree that if you have like a girlfriend, let's say, and she has an OnlyFans account and it's making you money, it's not really that big a deal. Like, I mean, I guess the main problem is like people probably get attached and then go a little overboard, and you might get some stalkers or whatever. But that's some other shit.
That would be an issue, yeah. But if it's just like the other thing, then I don't see an issue with it.
Would you have an issue with your girl? I mean, this is specifically for Gohan, but after Gohan, anybody. Would you have an issue with your significant other being a porn star?
Well, I think that's a little different. Unless they're doing like solo shit, in which case that's fine. But being an actual porn star and getting, fucked by dudes, that's a little different. Yeah, but it's
that's having a physical relationship with another dude.
Yeah.
Not looking at a screen or a camera and putting out things.
So for you guys, basically, it's like if it's one-sided, then it's fine. Like if it's from the entertainer's point of view, it's not any attachment, then you guys are fine with it. Basically.
Yeah, because basically, I think that if you're still like, even if you're fucking dudes for money,
I understand your point of view.
Yeah. No, I was gonna just say, even if you're fucking dudes for money, like that's still cheating in my eyes. Even unless, hey man, some people do that. Some people are totally okay with that. It makes good money, right? But no, that's something I definitely wouldn't be cool with. But yeah, taking pictures, making videos by yourself, that's different, I think.
Okay, but okay, time out. So you guys would or would not consider it cheating if a girl was to, or sorry, not a girl. If you're like, if anyone, whoever you're with, was sending pictures, like basically sending pictures with the intent to arouse someone else sexually. Yes, if they were doing that, would you guys consider that cheating or not?
Well, if they just did it
No-
in someone's
no money.
DMs, yeah. If they just
What
did it
is
in
she
someone's
getting out of it?
DMs, then yeah, that's fucked up. If she's doing it for money on like an OnlyFans account, then I think it's not as fucked up. Yeah, 100%.
So the only thing is money, like that's what separates cheating and not cheating for you guys. Like
It depends. Like the border is like what's she getting out of it? Is she getting an emotional connection out of it? Is it something personal for her, or is it something where she's just like doing it for another reason? I guess money, but I guess trying to think of any other reasons.
Yeah,
I don't know. Trading goods.
Yeah. Well,
for me, like if I'm in, it's different if I was in like a polygamous relationship or in an open relationship. That's another thing. But if I was in a committed relationship, a committed monogamous relationship with someone, and and they are sending videos, pictures, even like either texts to arouse someone else sexually. As far as like for me, like that's breaking the commitment. Like same goes for me. Like if I was to do something, even if there's a transaction or if it's entertainment, like the entertainment is to arouse someone else sexually. It's not like she's joking. It's like it's not platonic. Like there's intimacy involved. I think that breaks that's breaking a monogamous commitment to if you're arousing someone else sexual, unless and everyone's different. That's my point of view. Like if I was to get in a monogamous relationship, that would be my thing. Of course, everyone is different. Every relationship is different. No one's gonna have the same set amount of I don't say rules, but like how they want their relationship to be. But in my eyes, that's how I would see it.
yeah, I do think it is different if you are specifically DMing a specific person. Like if you're DMing a specific person nudes of you, I think that's different than uploading it to a site and saying pay for these. You know what I mean? Like you have to pay for these. So.
Yeah. One thing that my coworker said that really was mind-boggling to me was that if his girl like wanted to do that, or he does have a girl, so I'll say that.
Yeah.
If she just wanted to do that, or she started doing it and like didn't bring up to her, he would tell her to stop. Like you can't do that. I don't like this idea of controlling women. It feels gross to me. Like with one of the IDubs thing, people are upset that like he's letting her do this. Like he's not letting her do anything. She's her own person, and she can do what she wants.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, you can't force someone what to do, what to not to do with their body. But I think if I was telling somebody like, why are you letting her do this? I wouldn't say letting her, but like, I would say like, why are you in a relationship with that person while they're breaking what I would see as the commitment. But if you have your own rules for that, I would respect that. Be like, if that's how you see it, that's how you see it. But I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I don't know. For right now, I wouldn't want someone I'm in a commitment. Someone to have a commitment to be like to be monogamous with. That sounded wrong. Not wrong like in like nasty. The wrong is in like I don't think I said that correctly. But anyway, if I was in like a monogamous commitment with someone, that I feel like the action of trying to arouse someone else sexually, regardless if it's like not like she doesn't have or they don't have a personal connection with that person. Like they're still sending out content to I don't know. The more I think about it, the less I know, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. Just personally to me, I feel like that's I don't want to say I'm simping. If I was to still be in a relationship with that person, it's definitely not okay. That's not simping. If you have an agreement with a person to do that, but I don't know. I'm talking too much. Someone else talk.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like before the podcast, I was saying like there's only like two ways this can end. Like, you either think this is breaking the rules of a monogamous relationship, or you don't, and that's it. There's not really anywhere else to go with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yo, Gio, what do you think? You haven't said anything about this.
True.
Are you simping?
What's the question?
Okay. Dude.
Are you simping? Would you be okay with your significant other making OnlyFans content?
No.
Interesting.
You want to explain that, or is that it?
See, relationship is a private thing, you know?
Okay.
With your significant other with an OnlyFans, they are putting themselves out there, and some people aren't comfortable with that, you know?
Yeah.
But then, are you insecure? Is that just your own insecurities talking?
Yeah.
It's just not wanting to do that.
That's kind of where I get with like it. You're like thinking it. Well, this is breaking the monogamous relationship. It feels like, and this is gonna upset people me saying this, but it feels like you're just insecure and you don't trust your partner to, you know, keep boundaries and you know, not break the rules of not like fall in love with someone else or something like that. I feel like you're just insecure about your relationship.
But it's not that I think she's gonna like eventually go out and or cheat on me because she's, you know, making money on OnlyFans. But it's the fact that, you know, she's sending or they're sending content to sexually arouse someone else. Like that's the issue. It's not the fact that they will potentially go and cheat like that. That's cheating right there.
So
like,
you don't like people to feel good.
What? That's not what I said at all.
It sounds like what you said. You don't like that other people are in, you know, I don't know, using the content.
I don't like
getting sexually aroused off of the content.
It has nothing to do with other people getting aroused off of my significant other. It's the fact that she's sending out. It's the fact that I know what I said was that my issue is the fact that she's sending out content with the intent to sexually arouse people, not the fact that they're getting sexually aroused. Because, you know, a girl could be walking in, or somebody could be walking in on the sidewalk, and then people get sexually aroused by that. It's the fact that that person is intentionally wanting to sexually arouse other people.
The intent is to get money.
Through
a byproduct of that. No, you don't have to tell them what to do with the money. All you have to do is give it to them, and then they give you the money, and that's the intent. A byproduct, and you know it's gonna happen, sure, but it's not the intent.
I agree with that.
For at least for OnlyFans.
For OnlyFans, yeah, for
intent is to
OnlyFans.
sexually arouse, and then in return get money.
No, but I don't think that they're purposely like, hey, I
like,
want to sexually arouse you. No, they just want money. Yeah, I think they just want money.
Oh, bro, okay, Gohan, when you stream, is your intent to make money, or is it to show like yourself playing video games?
Well,
and in return, if someone enjoys that content, they donate to you.
Well, yeah, no, mine would be the second one.
I'm sorry.
It's okay actually, because like I definitely don't do this for money. I definitely do it as like a thing that I want to do. But I just think that OnlyFans is a lot different than this. You know what I mean? I just think that OnlyFans.
They're putting out content just like you, bro.
But there are places you can go to just stream that stuff without charging people.
Yeah.
If you just want to get out there.
Because the only
OnlyFans
way
is when you're like every little piece of content you're paying money for.
Exactly.
It's like microtransactions for porn.
Yeah, no, the only way to see the OnlyFans on like 95% of those pages is to pay. Like, so you're doing it saying this is my price for my monthly subscription. You know what I mean? Like,
even to get that subscription, like who's gonna pay for OnlyFans without knowing what the girl looks like? You know, like there has to be some sexual arousal going on.
Yeah.
You have to just like that's like opening up a Twitch account saying like you have to sub before you see like if I'm entertaining
gameplay or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like no, like there has to like it's.
Well, that's why people use different platforms for that. You know, you could have people on like Instagram saying this is my OnlyFans, by the way. You know what I mean? People on Twitter. This is my OnlyFans.
Khaleesi has one.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Even people probably on Twitch have fucking OnlyFans, I'm sure. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, by the way, here you go, $20 a month or whatever the fuck their price is. Like, I don't know how much that shit really goes
Fear,
for.
can you speak again?
Who?
FearHype. Can you speak on this one more time, or have you exhausted?
Fear's a simp.
This.
Maybe he fell asleep. He might have fallen asleep.
I was on the toilet.
Okay, dude.
He was checking out Khaleesi's OnlyFans.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
Did y'all see the clip? The Instagram Devon just posted.
No, I didn't watch it.
No, I didn't watch it.
I can't watch it. You'll
Like
hear
it's
it.
after the stream, but it's good. It's about what we're talking.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All right, now
It's about people being personally offended for no reason because they think they know what Idub's opinions were.
Well, no, because they portray their opinions on him.
Yeah.
That's society.
Yeah,
But he specifically avoided the issue for years, and they're like, well, we know how he thinks.
I think he gave the impression probably a little bit. Not
It's just
gonna
because he's
lie.
edgy, and this isn't as edgy of an opinion.
Exactly. Like this edgy guy has an actual attractive girlfriend, and he's okay with this.
I think that's wrong. Like trying to tell someone else how their relationship should work or how it should be.
That's definitely something that we should all be able to agree on is, it's their relationship, so they can decide.
Yep.
100%.
I mean, yeah, but I can still judge them for it. I don't know.
I mean, you
guess
could.
so, yeah.
You definitely
Because,
could.
I mean, like, I'm sure everybody knows, like, even just us here, we don't all do the same thing,
Yeah.
like, it's not, doesn't mean, like, you're wrong for doing it that way, just I wouldn't do it that way, so
Exactly.
I'm not gonna, like, change unless I think that that's right, you know what I mean?
Of course. No, that's why I love the quote, to each their own. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
everybody just do what the fuck they want. If it makes you happy, dude, you do it. If you like to be cucked by your significant other,
Alright,
you can
bro.
do it. And then we accept that. No, hey, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in general.
In confidence.
Oh man, dude, just in general. Hey man, some people they like different things, and as long as you're living your life and you're enjoying it, I think that's what really matters at the end of the day.
Alright, with all that OnlyFans money, dude.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. No.
It all comes down to all that really matters is how much money you make on OnlyFans.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
No, it's not. Oh lord. Well, yeah, man. I think it's a pretty good podcast. I think we're over an hour at this point. So, do we have anything we want to
We
add
didn't
about?
have more topics?
Well, how many more topics do we have? We've been on for at least an hour, so.
Bro, we could go an hour and a half. Second episode. We do this like once every 3 weeks.
This is true.
I mean, we could do it more often, but what else we got to talk about?
Simps. We didn't really talk about Sims. We went from some Sims directly to OnlyFans.
Well, what is there to talk about with simping?
Oh, that okay boomer girl, the girl with the Bernie shirt, and how when she said she had a boyfriend, I think like her followers on Twitch dropped like crazy. Not Twitch, on Twitter dropped like crazy.
Sure, TikTok followers
those
go
are
crazy too.
But like I mean, like afterwards it went back up. But
That's textbook simping. But what are you gonna do?
Simp. Why does he want us to not talk about simping so much?
Okay, alright, let's not. Cause you know he's coming out and he's coming in the chat within like 3 with his air horn, and I'm not a simp. We're champ.
Have you guys ever simped? Or bad simps?
Fear simped.
I still simp, bro.
Fear is textbook simp, you know?
Born a simp, die a simp. That's what I've always said.
That's some good shit to live by, dude. I mean, hey,
Honestly,
to each their own.
I think I am simping right now.
We prefer the
you're
term
currently
women
simping?
respecters, bro.
Okay.
I've been a simp before. I went vegan for a girl once. Okay, not for a girl.
Hella simp, bro.
Well, that's not simp. Well, were you in a relationship with her?
All right, let's just end this.
Nah, the real question is, are you still a vegan, my guy? Because if the answer is no, that's simp behavior.
All right, and thank you for coming to the second episode of the sixth.
I think we've all done a little bit of simping before, you know? Well, I got one question before we end this, though. Is simping inherently a bad thing, or is it context-based?
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. It's
Because people
like
use
you
it as an
said
insult on the
before.
internet a lot.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's people use a lot of stupid shit as
Okay,
insults
okay, yeah,
on the internet.
that's true.
You know, like, oh, dude, what do you play Monster Hunter World with fucking the noob armor? You know, like that. People insult some people like that also. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
no, but I think it's all based on your opinion, basically.
I think it is inherently a bad thing because I'll say it like this. I'll put it to you like this. All right, so boom. So
That's it. Oh, okay.
it might be.
Just, alright, so boom.
No. All right, so boom. When you simp, right? It's like you're putting that person on a pedestal above yourself.
True.
Like that person's needs comes before yours, and yada yada yada. But it's not like like there's true love involved. It's just like
There might be.
Okay, I guess it could be.
Normally, no, but the way that we define Sims, at least as
The public
society
definition,
in general, like the public definition it's one-sided. Like the simp normally doesn't care. Or you're not a simp. You're in a committed, loving relationship that's mutual. A simp is like puts the woman or the person on a pedestal.
You see true love as a two-way thing?
Okay, well, Hollywood version of true love is.
Actually, you're right at me. I don't know. That was deep. That was too deep for this episode. But yeah, no, what I was saying, like, you put that person above yourself, and I think that's inherently unhealthy.
I mean, yeah, it definitely could be.
Sure.
When you put it that way, yeah, it definitely could be.
Relationship or not, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I mean, you really shouldn't do that for anybody. That's true.
Okay.
You're not happy with yourself.
But I'm doing it right now, kind of, and I.
Okay.
I hope no. You don't want to talk about this?
Is this an on-stream conversation you want to have right now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
No one's gonna see this.
Oh my.
Okay. Not with that attitude.
True.
Okay, that wasn't meant to be an insult to anyone. That was just like, I'm not gonna give it to those people. There might be a few attractive women in my life that I might be going not head over heels, doing a lot for, even though they have boyfriends. I'm good friends with all of them.
Even though they have boyfriends.
It's
as someone who literally just came out of hardcore doing what you're doing. Back out, bro. That's
well, the thing is, I'm moving to August in a few months. I'm moving to August in a few
Moving to August?
I'm moving to Orlando, where there are actual people my age. In a few months, all I gotta do is just, keep my focus on other things until I can get there, and then I can, start simping for other girls.
Oh my.
True. Just don't simp.
Just don't simp.
Just
well, there we go.
Simp. Yeah.
That's the title of this episode.
Might have to be.
Just don't simp. Yeah.
Forehead.
Oh, we go from do what you want, everybody does what they want, to just don't simp, dude.
Just
don't do anything
it's
you
beautiful.
want, but if you're a simp,
but yeah.
get that shit out of here.
Oh shit.
Alright, and this has been the second episode of the Sixth Chair. I want to thank all my bros for coming out. Give yourselves a round of applause. Being good people.
We got our own applause there.
Pat yourself back.
Ready.
Okay.
I want to thank whoever watched and on Twitch and on whatever this is on. Mom, if you're watching, thank you. All right. And we'll see you all later.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.